Lesson planning. For teachers, those two words can bring on this weird mix of creative excitement and just overwhelming dread. So today, we're going to dive into how AI is starting to tip that balance, turning all of that chaos into some real clarity.
If you're an educator, you know this feeling. It's that classic Sunday night pressure, right? You've got to create 5 totally different, super engaging lesson plans, and you know Monday morning is just right around the corner. It's supposed to be a creative process, but man, it can get overwhelming fast.
And this is what that chaos actually looks like. It's a constant juggling act. You've got dozens of browser tabs open for research, notes scattered all over the place, and all the while, you're trying to hit your curriculum goals, meet all your different student needs, and not miss those relentless deadlines. This is the exact planning mess we're talking about.
So that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How do we get from that frantic, overwhelming state of chaos to a place of focused, creative clarity? Well, the answer, as we're about to see, is all about using a powerful new kind of tool.
So let's just call it what it is, the daily planning chaos. It's that whole process where the actual joy of teaching and creating something cool for your students gets completely buried under a mountain of paperwork and prep. But here's the promise. The big idea here is that AI can totally flip the script on this. It can take lesson planning from being this thing you dread, this massive time sink, and turn it back into what it's supposed to be, an inspiring, creative, and efficient part of your job. Okay, so how does this actually happen? How does it work? Let's think of AI as your co-planner. Basically, a partner that helps you get from that scary blank page all the way to a finished, ready-to-go plan.
You can really break it down into 3 key steps. First, AI gives you an instant blueprint to work from. Second, it helps you fill in all the important details, the real substance. And third, it can actually generate resources that are perfectly aligned with your lesson. It's a workflow that tackles the biggest time wasters right up front. And this is where the magic really starts. Just imagine, you start with a simple idea, something like 6th grade science class on ecosystems, and boom! Instead of staring at a blank document, you get a structured outline with objectives and activities in just a few seconds. All that initial heavy lifting is just done. And this is so important. This is not about AI taking over your job. It's all about making you more efficient. Think about it. That 3 hours Sunday night planning marathon could turn into a focused 30-minute session. You save all that time on the boring structural stuff, which frees you up to have total creative control over what really matters in the lesson.
But AI's role here goes way beyond just saving you time. It can actually help us build smarter, more inclusive lessons for our students. This is where we stop talking about just being efficient and start talking about real pedagogical excellence. I mean, just take curriculum standards. Before AI, you know the drill. You'd spend hours manually cross-referencing everything to make sure you were hitting the right points. With AI, that whole process is almost effortless. The system can just map your lesson to the required standards automatically. It's a huge administrative headache, just gone.
And maybe one of the most powerful things it can do is differentiation. This table just lays it all out. Whether you have an English language learner who needs different vocabulary, an advanced student who needs a challenge, or a struggling reader who needs a simpler text, AI can generate those tailored resources instantly. This is an absolute game changer for trying to meet everyone's needs in one classroom.
So the takeaway here is huge. By making differentiation easy, AI empowers teachers to build classrooms that are way more inclusive and responsive. Every single student can get the support they need, and the teacher actually has the tools to do it without completely burning out.
Now, the benefits don't just stop with one teacher in one classroom. AI can also be this incredible engine for professional growth and team collaboration, basically amplifying the expertise of an entire school. Seriously, think about it. For an individual teacher, AI can analyze student data to show you what's working and what's not. For teams, it makes sharing and improving lesson plans a breeze. You can build on each other's great ideas instead of everyone having to constantly reinvent the wheel.
And what you get is this amazing flywheel effect. When teams can easily create and share plans together, they start building this incredible library of collective expertise. The entire school just gets smarter, more consistent, and way more efficient. All right, this brings us to what might be the most important point of all. We've got to address the big worry, right? Does this tech replace the teacher? The answer is a huge, definitive no. It's about amplifying the human touch. The idea is simple. Let AI handle the grunt work so teachers can handle the heart. This split is everything. Look at AI's role. It does the heavy lifting, the repetitive tasks, the data analysis, generating resources, structuring content. That frees up the teacher to focus on the things a machine can never do, fostering curiosity, building real relationships, inspiring creativity, making that crucial emotional connection with students. That's the heart of teaching. When you boil it all down, this is what it's all about. The single greatest gift AI gives to educators is the one thing they never, ever have enough of: time. Time to connect, time to inspire, and time to just be fully present with their students. And so we end up with this really powerful vision for the future. The next era of education isn't about choosing between technology and teachers. It's a partnership. It's going to be powered by the incredible efficiency of AI, but it will always, always be led by the wisdom, the passion, and the heart of a great teacher. So we'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. As these tools become a bigger part of our lives, the real question isn't about the tech itself. It's about the opportunity it gives us. So what will you do with all the time you get back?